when you read these reports, you get the feeling that patients here are just dying from infections all over the place. We have one of the lowest, by CMS's own count, we have an extremely low infection rate, lower than a lot of other facilities. We really hope that rather than reading the report, the 2567 report, and trying to make some sense out of it, because I think it will be difficult for the average citizen to do that just because it's a convoluted bureaucratic document. If they would go to hospitalcompare.gov, which is the government CMS's own website, they'll find that we're one of the better hospitals around in terms of quality of care, infection rates, patient satisfaction. So we have a history of that, as opposed to, well, let me give an example. Typically in these citations, and this happened in the first immediate jeopardy, they identified a patient. They then take the circumstances surrounding that patient and cite it under a number of, this is a board issue, this is a quality issue, this is an infection issue. So it looks like you're going, holy guacamole, man, they found a million things. It was one patient, and interestingly, part of the argument that we presented yesterday was that the patient that was cited for the immediate jeopardy, we had that chart reviewed. Unfortunately, not while the surveyors were here. I wish we had done that. But we had that chart reviewed by a very well-respected physician. And he told the surveyors yesterday, in fact, if you really follow everything, you'll find out that everything we did was entirely appropriate. And that patient left here in much better shape than they came in. So, again, we understand there's no point arguing with the surveyors or their findings. We get that. And they certainly identified things we needed to fix. There's no doubt. And we've done it. I mean, we took it very seriously. And not just because they sent us the notice of termination. We took it seriously the first time they came and said, hey, you guys got some problems you need to fix. We jumped on it. I can't tell you how much money we've spent on consultants and lawyers and whatnot so far, because we know how important this organization is to this community, and we don't want anything to happen to it. We've got too many good people here. I've had nurses crying in the halls because they felt like this has been an indictment of the care they give, and they give darn good care. I said, you guys have no reason to hang your heads. You're a good staff. And hopefully CMS will have heard us. In an ideal world, I was telling one of our board members this yesterday, in an ideal dream world, I would have loved to have been sitting there and have the head of the CMS team right there say, you know what? We were wrong about you guys. That didn't happen. Yeah. But we are hopeful and optimistic at this point that they will notify us that we're not going to be terminated, and that they've worked out a solution for us to continue operating and to continue to take good care of our patients.
You made the point to me yesterday that despite the jeopardy and all that, and that patients could have been in harm, that in fact, and that you cited the example there, that no patient was harmed.
No. And I understand why CMS does it. They identify potential for harm. Mm-hmm. But I hear that. We fixed it. But I would also argue that our quality scores, our low infection rate, our high patient satisfaction scores over time is not luck. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've obviously done a lot of things right. Are we perfect? No. Will we be perfect ever? I'd like to think so, but maybe not. Yeah. But we're going to continue working that way. I don't want people in this community to lose faith in our organization. We've heard too many times over the past few years about how vital and important, people have come here with chest pain and have had cardiac procedures done, and who've said, if you guys weren't here, I wouldn't be here today. Mm-hmm. And I got great care. And by the way, I got great care. And we hear that much more often than we hear complaints. I know there are naysayers out there, and there will always be people. I've been in plenty of small communities, small hospitals, and there are always people out there who think, I have to go to the big city hospital to get good care. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that's true. As I told the surveyor before she left, I said, I would have any one of my family members in here. And if I'm telling you that, you know that I'm not worried about it. So.
Yeah, a lot of the anecdotal things you hear go back 15 or 20 years from bad experience, and that's awfully hard to, to convince somebody that times they are changing and they've gotten much better.
Yeah, it is. And, again, hospitals are dangerous places. Not just this one. All hospitals are dangerous places because of what we do, because of the bugs we deal with. And it's not the bugs that we give people, it's the bugs that people bring in. In some cases, they're on 4 legs, and in some cases, they're very small and you can't see them. But it is a dangerous place. We do our very best to keep patients safe. That's kind of when I do orientation, one of the first things I tell people is, if we can't do anything else, let's keep our patients safe. Because we can't cure or fix everybody, but we sure don't want to send them out of here in worse condition than they came in. That would be a tragedy.
Your doctors, I think, kind of took the lead in talking about the staff and its commitment and that sort of thing yesterday.
Yes, they did. Both Dr. McDermott and Dr. Gallagher, both of whom have intimate knowledge of our organization. Dr. Gallagher explained to the CMS folks yesterday that he's, both of those doctors are UT Southwestern trained. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And they both told the CMS folks yesterday about the high quality care that they see delivered here. Dr. Gallagher, who lives in Dallas and who comes out here as our chief medical officer and also is head of the hospitalist group that covers patients on the weekend, said that his doctors, who are for the most part all UT Southwestern trained and all of that, he said they love coming out here. He said because they feel like it's a really high caliber organization, that we have some of the best nursing staff anywhere. I mean, we hear that from our Trinity Mother Frances emergency room physicians. You've got the best ER nurses around. And people come to the hospital, bottom line, for nursing care. I mean, that's why they have to come here, so that there's somebody here caring for them continuously. So we have a great nursing staff, and I have no qualms about anybody coming to our facility for care. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm saying we're very good, and we continue to work hard at getting better.
Well, I know a lot of people in the community very concerned about their hospital, and it sounds like we made the best case that could be made, and we just wait for the result.
We will, and the other thing is that part of this is an unfortunate, all of it's unfortunate, but part of this is unfortunate in that, and we did not know this. We were very surprised by the termination notice, I have to tell you. What we didn't know was that if you get to immediate jeopardies, even if one was cleared up, which the first one was, it was absolutely taken care of. If you get to within some period of time, and I don't know exactly what it is, it's an automatic termination notice. So it really didn't matter. In a sense, it didn't matter that we cleared the first one up because it was still on the books. So when we got the second one, they said, okay, that's it.
I was thinking maybe since the Jeopardy thing happened and it wasn't immediately cleared up and it was kind of left, that set everything in motion.
No, the first one, and this is the other thing we tried to explain to CMS yesterday. When surveyors identify immediate jeopardy, they are supposed to come right down to administration and get everybody around the table and say, we've identified immediate jeopardy. Tell us what it is, and then we're supposed to present a plan of correction to them before they leave. And that if we don't do that, we're kind of toast. So the first visit, and we've gone over this a number of times, the first visit, the first we knew of an immediate jeopardy was when we got the form back. And we went, what? I mean, we were flabbergasted. We didn't know it was an immediate jeopardy. At that point, we took immediate steps to get it all corrected. And we explained that to CMS yesterday, that we feel like it would have, if we had been notified during the exit interview or sometime during the survey process, we would have dealt with it and it would have been taken care of in a very timely fashion. We weren't notified. We can't do anything about that. That was, apparently they just didn't follow their own procedure. I mean, I don't want to be critical of CMS. That's not going to help me in any way, shape, or form. But I think it made us look worse than we needed to look.